Rescued Conan, the barbarian.
Huh? Oh. Thank you for releasing me, Spyro.
Conan does not look exactly like his name would imply. Hello everyone, welcome back to Spyro 1. We are going to pick up right where we left off, in the Peacekeeper's world. We are 15% complete in the game, so we still have a lot of stuff to do, so let's get straight to it. How are you all this fine evening? I actually finished Donkey Kong, more or less. Pretty great game. I still have a ton of stuff left to do, but mainly just side stuff for the additional ending, which I don't believe there's actually a boss fight. I think it's just an additional ending for Pauline where they throw a concert, but there's still some more stuff to do. But overall, pretty great game. I definitely recommend it. That's for sure. It's definitely one of the main reasons to own a Switch 2. Like I said before, on its own, I wouldn't recommend it, but if you're gonna combine it with Mario Kart World and something like Fast Fusion, or you also want to get more performance out of your Switch 1 games, I definitely highly recommend you get Donkey Kong Bonanza on that system. We're gonna go first to Dry Canyon, even though I kind of hate this level. This has always been one of my least favorite levels in the entire game, but we gotta do it. This is not very interesting, and also there's a couple dragons that they're a bit tricky to get to. I always forget the trick to getting to them, because I think they're like on a separate platform away from the main area. Let's fry that rabbit. Oh, there's a thief. We gotta catch him. Got him. Damn, we almost had him. He's fast. There we go. Cut him off at the corner. Let's deal with this fool too. I kind of want to go back and play the Dead Space remake. I never completed that game. I got like halfway into it, maybe a third into it, but I just wasn't attracting a lot of attention. And also, like, it's mainly just Dead Space. It just looks better and has some additional side features, but it's pretty much the same Dead Space as it was before. Nothing really new, so I got a bit bored with it in some places. Just because, again, it's pretty much the same exact game. It just looks better. Which is one reason why I do not enjoy the thought of getting that Metal Gear Solid Delta remake that's coming out in like 2 weeks, because this is Metal Gear Solid 3. It just looks better. Rescued Conan, the barbarian.
Huh? Oh. Thank you for releasing me, Spyro.
Conan does not look exactly like his name would imply. You imagine some type of barbarian looking dragon, and it just looks like a medieval squire. Take out those vultures. Look at this big guy swinging the vulture like a slingshot. So yeah, I almost finished with Donkey Kong pretty much. Like I said, the main game is done. I just gotta do some extra stuff for the additional ending. Get that last outfit for Pauline and see what the concert they throw is. Because that's what she's planning, a concert in New Donk City. I still don't understand the timeline of that game and exactly how old Donkey Kong is in that game and the Mario Kart games, but at the same time, I don't think Nintendo understands that timeline either, because they have the freaking babies in the Mario Kart games and the Mario Party games, and I hate those two babies. I hate all the babies in that series. It's so annoying, and they suck as racing characters. Their speed is always shit. No shit, because they're babies, but I don't like them. But you've got Baby Mario, Baby Luigi, maybe Peach, Baby Daisy, Baby Rosalina. So it's just, I don't think Nintendo understands their own timeline. Let's go free that other dragon. And who is this? Boris. Must be Russian.
Dry Canyon rewards good gliders. You are a good glider, eh, Spyro?
I was born to glide.
He's alright. Did he have a whip, or was that a rope? Damn, he flattened. Got another life, an additional life for us. I think we got 18 now, right? So you see the exit is right there, but obviously there's a ton of stuff left to get. I assume some people might just leave right there, but there's a ton of other stuff to get. Like this one over here. Oh, there's another dragon right there. I think we gotta glide. But not from that ledge. That ledge is no good. The one downside is if you do miscalculate your glide, you end up falling down, obviously, and then it just becomes a hassle to come all the way back to try again, and possibly end up falling again. Rinse and repeat until you finally get that. Until you finally get up to that ledge. That's why I don't particularly like that this stage. Like I said, it's one of my least favorite in the entire game. It just kind of sucks. Because I don't think you can do the hover trick you do in Spyro 2 over here. I think all you can do is just glide like that. But see, it's kind of difficult. It's kind of difficult, and you have to go back and keep doing it over and over. That being said, if we can't get to that ledge for now, we might just leave the stage incomplete and then just come back later. Yeah, because I don't get it. I guess you kind of have to run. But if you do that, you actually hover less than if you just jump right off the ledge, so. We did not make it. Yeah, that sucks, I told you it's tricky to get to some of the dragons here. So we might have to save this one for later. Because I want to try to cover all the stages in one video for this section, so we can't really be wasting too much time with one single stage. We can always do that later. So if we could only get on one of those ledges over here. But I don't see a way to get up there. wonder if we try charging it, like if we just charge right at it. Let's see. Nope, did not work. We might have to abandon that one for later. Because you do need to have all the dragons in order to confront the main boss at the end. But the thing is, you can always come back later and get them, so it's not a priority. Because I just don't know how to get over there. I always forget and I never remember what you have to do to glide that part. Let's give it over here. See, this part is easy compared to what we have to do over there. This is no challenge, but that one over there, that one is difficult. So let's just get the ones over here, and that'll leave just that one single dragon and the key to get. We can always do that later. Rescued Ivor, or is it Ivor?
Is that you,
It's got a
Spyro?
bomb.
Are you the young dragon I've been hearing so much about? Ever since you were a wee puff of smoke, we've known,
You've known...
I forget.
We've known you were destined for something something. There's some gems over there. God damn. I was about to say, those you gotta be careful because they do take away your health if you get caught in the fireworks blast. See, if we could just jump from like this ledge over there and maybe climb onto that tower, but I don't even know if that's possible. Let's get away from that. There's an extra life over there, I see it. The seashell. And let's get done dealing with these guys over here. Just throw them right into the abyss. Alright, I think that's all the gems from this area. Oh no, there's one more there. Oh yeah, and the fireworks, gotta go over there. I might try jumping over to that rooftop over there just to see if we actually can make it. Because there's gotta be another trick to getting over there to that ledge. I just don't remember what it is. Oh boy. You made it. Ah, but we don't have the key. That sucks. Yeah, that kind of sucks. We don't have the key. Like I said, maybe we'll try jumping over to the ledge. If we don't make it, whatever. We'll just save it for next time, or some future video where we come back and finish this level. See, is right there. I wonder, can we actually climb? We cannot. He doesn't make it. Yeah, he doesn't have the little hover trick that you learn in Spyro 2 and 3. So it's really difficult to judge your jumps correctly. There's no other platforms either, so yeah. I have no idea how to jump over there. This game is simplistic, but there are some surprisingly challenging aspects to it. in a couple of the levels that'll take you by surprise. And that one's one of them. I just have no idea how to actually get over there, other than just trying to just wing it. I said maybe we can run over there. Let's see. No, it's just he almost gets there, but then for some reason it just like he gets pulled down. He gets pulled down before the full jump is completed, and he just ends up hitting the ledge. We might have to take the L on that one and just come back later. We'll give it one more try. If it doesn't work, then whatever. We're just gonna leave and we'll save that for some other time, because I have no idea how to do it. I mean, you obviously have to hit that ledge because that's why it's there, but I don't remember how to hit that ledge. Because if you just jump right off the bat and don't build momentum, you're not gonna have enough power to get over there. But if you jump and if you try running, it just doesn't do anything. See, look at that. He just ends up hitting the wall. So I'm gonna have to look at a video of that and see exactly how you do it, because I got no clue at all how to do that. So yeah, we rescued most of the dragons. We're just gonna call it an L for now. Yeah, we're just gonna leave, because I have no idea how to get over there. We'll come back later and rescue him eventually. He's frozen in crystal, so it's not like he's gonna mind. He doesn't even know what's going on right now. You'll be fine. We got other levels to do. Man, I just missed an opportunity to win $750 tonight, so I believe the tally on that for the whole year is up to like 5,000, pretty much 5,000 dollars missed that we could have had, so not good. And the golf isn't going much better either. These guys try to moon you if you give them a chance, which we won't. I wonder if these guys are supposed to be bad guys, or have they been coerced into like working for Nasty North? Because it said the Peacekeepers world, so I assume these are the Peacekeepers, so why are they bad? Unless they've been forced to work for Nasty North, maybe. Hey, we got a skill point. I don't recall what it was for. Let's blast these guys with their own cannon. There you go. That's what you get. Right in the rear. Rescued Magnus.
Hey, Spyro. Sparks the Dragonfly has been doing a good job protecting you. Make sure to keep him strong by feeding him lots of butterflies.
He looks like a creature out of Lord of the Rings or something. Or some other fantasy show or setting. So you don't have to adjust the cannon, it automatically adjusts the cannonball for you to hit the target. You just have to push it in the right direction like that. In case you're worried it might not hit something that's too far or too close, you just have to move it in a circle and it'll adjust itself automatically. Like this box right here, you can open it with this cannon. All you have to do is just aim it at the box and it'll do the rest. The golf is not going much better either. I don't know what it is about the PGA Tour recently that it's just leading to lots of blowout victories where one guy just takes a huge lead and the others never recover. That's been happening again and again, week after week on the PGA Tour. It just is getting kind of annoying because it's boring to watch, one, and two, it just completely messes up your betting because you can't hedge a guy at all. If he's like 5 or 6 shots ahead, it's just not going to work. You can only hedge those who are close. If you got the number 2 and number 3 guys, you can only hedge, you know, if they're like 1 or 2 shots ahead. If they're like 5 shots ahead, the odds are impossible. So that's been happening more and more on the tour. It used to be Scotty Scheffler by himself, but now it's just everyone. You know, it's not even good players or like great players. It's just everyone. Like one guy takes a huge lead and then nobody else can fight back. It's been happening way too frequently, often. So I don't know what the hell is going on with the tour. It's like once a guy surges ahead, they lose all will to live. They lose all will to fight back. They just don't do anything. No idea what's up with that. There was something we had to shoot over here, but I don't remember what it is. Don't remember if it's the bridge. Let's see. No, I guess not. We gotta get over there, but I don't remember how we make it over there. Alright, we have Cliff Top, or Cliff Town, whatever. We have Cliff Town. Got Doctor Shemp, that's the boss. He's some type of voodoo witch doctor, if I remember right. How do we get over here? Let's see. Yeah, how do we get over there? I don't remember. Maybe we have to go behind Dr. Shemp's exit right over there. Huh. There's a thief over there, but yeah, how do we get over there? Oh, I think we gotta shoot it. Yeah, there's the target practice right there. I see it. We gotta shoot it though. There we go. Now we can cross over there. And then we go over here. Sprite is thief. God damn. Right into poison. This guy's annoying because of the poison. Got him. We gotta go fry some rabbits because we just lost all the hit points for Sparks. Rescue Gunner, like Gunnar Hansen.
Well done, Spyro. Keep up the good work and I know you'll fulfill your destiny.
Destiny? I just want to kick some.
Just toast those enemies and collect the treasure.
All dragons found. It's got an eye patch, like a pirate. Oh, here's some rabbits right here. So where does Sparks go if you don't feed him? I guess he just abandons Spyro. He just decides, nope, as long as this guy's not feeding me, I'm not gonna protect him. Night flight? Yeah, we're not doing that. Crap. Hell no. Hell freaking no, we're not doing that. Hell no. Ah, goddamn. There goes a life. It's easy to miscalculate those jumps and just fall straight down into the poisonous goo. Alright, before we do the boss, let's go over here and do Cliff Town. Oh yeah, I wanted to try to reach the I wanted to try to reach the spot where the ledge is over there. So you go over here. Yeah, now we can glide over here. God damn, Spyro, you idiot. Why did he hit the wall? There we go. That dragon was named Magnus, like Magneto once was. He used to be Eric Magnus Lenscher, and then they changed his name, apparently to Max Eisenhardt, I guess because they make it sound more Jewish. I kinda hate that in comic books or series in general, where you have a character who has a long established name and then they just change it. They up and change it for no reason whatsoever. And it's like, what was wrong with Eric Lenscher? It's a fictional universe. He doesn't have to have a completely accurate Jewish name that you can look up in a historical book in real life. It's not necessary to go that far. At least they kept him Eric for the movies. That would have been weird if they suddenly started calling him Max. He just doesn't look like a Max. He looks like an Eric. With a K. And if they're trying to say that he hid his true name from Charles all these years, so does that mean that he never trusted Professor Xavier throughout all these years, like 50, 60 plus years? He never once trusted him enough to reveal his full name to him? Then were they ever really friends in that case? It sure doesn't sound like it. There are some gems around here that you can pick up. Yeah, it just doesn't sound like Magneto ever fully trusted Xavier at all if you couldn't even tell him his real name. Even when nobody was hunting him anymore. That just it just doesn't seem right for their relationship, for him to not even know his real name. That would be like if Charles revealed that Charles Xavier wasn't even his real name. It was like, I don't know, David Xavier or something. Like, it's just, really, you hid your name for 60 years? Come on, man. And then you wonder why Magneto wouldn't trust you? It's the same thing, like, why would... Magneto wonders why Charles won't trust him fully, and then it turns out he never even told him his full actual name. Like, why the hell should Charles trust him in the first place, even if he is smarter than him? It's just like, doesn't make any sense. It's just like, it's one of those things where I think they just changed because they were figuring, oh, it's just, the character's been around for all this time, a couple things are getting stale, so let's change it up a bit. Let's give him a brand new name, make the old one a fake name. And it's like, what the hell? Where on earth did this come from? They did the same stupid ass thing for the Arkham timeline with the Suicide Squad game. Hold on, let me get this annoying little creep first, and then we'll talk about that. It's fast. God damn. He's so fast. God damn. He's so fast and Spyro turns like a race car. It's like he has to have a wide berth to turn or else he can't do it. Those little lizards, they've got like dinosaurs, like those in the first Jurassic Park movie. The ones that spit poison. But anyway, they wanted to change things up for the Suicide Squad game, so they basically said that the new Deadshot that they introduced in the game, who was black, was actually the real Deadshot all along, and that the guy that everybody else knew from the previous Arkham games, you know, he only appeared in 2, but pretty much the guy we all knew from the previous Arkham games, all 4 of them, was a fake. And I'm like, you mean to tell me that Police Commissioner Gordon, I was gonna say Polisher Gordon, Police Commissioner Gordon, Bruce Wayne himself, Batman, the world's greatest detective, Alfred, who's hooked into all sorts of international intelligence agencies, the Justice League, the GCPD directory, and even Ra's al Ghul. You mean to tell me that nobody on that earth had any clue that this guy was a fake the entire time that they knew him in all those 7 years? That makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. That makes no freaking sense whatsoever, that the entire world didn't know this guy was a fake. And it's just, they changed it just to change it to match up with the movie. And it's just, that's stupid. Like, you should have just said, like many people have noted, just make it into a title. Just say, oh, Deadshot is a title that's passed from the world's greatest assassin or sharpshooter to another, and so when one dies or retires, someone else takes over. If another one comes and beats you, you relinquish the title. That's it. It's a 5-minute it's a 5-minute fix. All you have to do is just have one cutscene explain that, and the whole thing would have been settled. The whole issue would have been settled with one cutscene in 5 minutes. Instead, they created this huge, gigantic mess of a timeline plot hole just to change it so Deadshot could be black. And not even because they wanted to make him black, just because they wanted him to match the Will Smith version too. And it's like, it's so freaking stupid. You mean to tell me that even the world's greatest detective didn't realize this guy was a fake? And that even freaking Ra's al Ghul, who's like 500 years old and has hundreds of thousands of soldiers and is rich beyond belief, richer than some countries, they didn't even realize this guy was a fake. Like, what the hell are you trying to pull? It's stupid. It makes no freaking sense. It's dumb. Rescued Hellboy.
How's a dragon supposed to flame metal armor anyway?
Remember, Spyro, flame won't work on metal, but charging with your horns, that should do the trick.
Sounds like a surfer dude. What if there was a dragon named Hellboy and he just had one paw, greater and thicker and larger than the other? He was just all red. He was just all red and had just his front right paw was or his front left paw was just bigger and larger and thicker than the other. You know, he just had some girth to it. He was just named Hellboy. That would be a lawsuit, but you know, what if they gave him permission to do that? What if the owners of Hellboy Comics, whoever owns that, and then Guillermo del Toro just gave him permission and say, you know what, sure, just put a dragon in Spyro that looks like a actual dragon Hellboy would look like. Would that be funny, or would it be insane, or both? So yeah, back to the Arkham thing. That was just stupid. One of many things that makes that game incredibly stupid. I've never played that game and I never will. It's dumb. And it's funny because certain people say that game is much better than the Gotham Knights game. And from a gameplay standpoint, it probably is. But like at least the Gotham Knights lore isn't trying to intentionally insult all of Batman and DC history with its shenanigans. It's just average story that I assume ends with Batman being found alive and reclaiming his title. It's just an average story. It's whatever. But at least it's not trying to intentionally insult the lore the way the Suicide Squad is, where it's just so moronic that the explanation they settled on. And then they tried to say, oh, not only is it fake, he was like a guy from a different universe, and this universe Deadshot was black all along. And it's like, so you tell me nobody in the Justice League or in Ra's al Ghul's organization or pretty much anywhere around the world noticed the vortex opening up and this guy being spewed out? Nobody noticed that you had like an interdimensional alien coming here and posing as Deadshot? Like, come on, man. This is stupid. This is dumb. This is freaking dumb. And like I said, there was a much easier way to do it. If you wanted to match up with the Will Smith version, just have him literally say that it's a title that's passed on from assassin to assassin, and that's it. And the stupid thing is, they actually did that in Arkham Origins for Copperhead. It's a title that's shared between a lot of individuals. One of them was a man, one of them was a woman, or it might have been a man who transitioned into a woman, who knows, but they tell you up front it's an organization. It's a Copperhead organization. There's not just one, there's like 1,000 of them, or 100, so it's like, they literally had an example in the series that they could have used, and instead they decided to just do stupid stuff. All because they wanted to change it, and they wanted to make it different from what came before. They just wanted to change things for no reason whatsoever, just for the sake of changing them, and they just make it extra super dumb. Those are some big ladies. Remind me of the lunch lady in Condemned. You ever play that game with the... when you're in the school section pursuing the... that one killer, I forget his name. But the one in the... oh, I think it's the mutilator. Or the torturer. No, I think it's the torturer, and you're pursuing him in the school, and there's like this huge lunch lady that's there for no reason whatsoever. She's like 7 feet tall, weighs like 350 or 400 pounds, and she's like one of the harder bosses in the game despite just being a lunch lady. That game's insane. Condemned 1. Rescued Enzo.
Hey, what's on the other side of that river?
Why don't you glide there and find out?
Why don't you go there yourself? Chunky boy? He's a chunky boy. The chonk, like they say, like the cats. That's what they call those huge, fat, overweight cats. Chonks. Condemned 2 is insane in a different way. It's insane in that it shows how you can take an actual game that's pretty damn good and then turn it into a colossal mess story-wise. And not only that, make the gameplay as annoying as possible by introducing blurry vision where you can't see anything on the screen. I was like, oh my god. I was watching a video earlier on Silent Hill 1 Remake from Bloober. You know, since that's a timely topic right now. And there was this guy dressed as Harry Mason. I forget what his name is, but it was going on and on about how Bloober should improve the game, how they can improve both from the original and from Silent Hill 2 Remake. And I don't know if he was joking or not, but he said make some sections super dark where you can't see anything. Make them dark where you have to rely purely on sound on the radio to navigate your way throughout the game. And I don't know if he was serious or not, but I was thinking, boy, that is the stupidest thing you could possibly do. Like, that section would piss off so many gamers. I think half the people would return the game to the store immediately if they had to play that shit. Where, you know, you had no flashlight, you saw nothing at all, you can only rely on your sound to navigate. Like, that would be sheer awful. Like, I think he must have been joking, because he also said, oh, the acting was too good. Don't have too good acting. Instead, gather up the lowest bargain bin amateurs you can, like Young Ye or whatever from YouTube, and it's like, yuck. So I assume the video, even though it was pretty lengthy, it was like 25 minutes long, I assume half of it was joking and only half of it was serious. But goddamn, like that suggestion there to have a section where you cannot see anything, that would be the most awful thing they could ever put in a Silent Hill game, period. At least James could see in the basement in Lakeview Hotel. At least he still had his flashlight. Well, like, he didn't have his flashlight, but there were lit sections around where you could see. But not being able to see everything, not being able to see anything at all, that would be terrible. And that's exactly what they do in Condemned 2. There's a section near the beginning where you're getting attacked by basically black oil monsters from the X-Files. Just goo black monsters made of oil. And not only is the screen shaky, almost like a shaky cam, but you cannot see anything whatsoever. This is the most annoying shit you've ever seen in your life. The most annoying stuff you've ever had to deal with in a video game. It's just horrendous. Alright, rescued Marco from the pizza.
You've reached the highest point in Clifftown. You can get to almost anywhere from here. If I were you, I'd use that whirlwind over there.
Alright, gotcha, Marco. We got you. Yeah, there it is right there. Let's go over and get those treasure chests. I think there's some over there, but I don't remember how to get over there. Behind the building. Let's see. You might have to jump from this. So yeah, Condemned 1 is insane in a pretty good way. Condemned 2 is insane in a way of how can you destroy all the good work you did on the previous game with your sequel game. That's how insane that game is. Be careful when hitting that treasure chest right there that you don't fall over the ledge, because it's easy to charge over right down over that ledge. But there we go. Got all the gems from here. Is there something up there or not? I don't remember. Let's see. I don't think so, but let's double check just to be sure. How far can we go? Oh no, there's nothing over there. Because we got all the dragons and the other gems over here, so there's nothing over there. What else are we missing? We got those two over there. See if we can make it. There we go. What a nice trip. Alright, so we got that. We're missing... Is that a treasure chest or is that a key? Oh, we didn't get the firework. I see it right now. We can jump over from this version. Oh, there's gems over there. How do we miss that? Yeah, we need a key, so we're missing something. Oh no, we used a firework to destroy it. I remember now. We used a firework. Gotta appreciate those conveniently well placed portals that let you just zoom right back up to the surface. Damn, he did not make it. He did not make it. We should have aimed lower. Reigniting. Okay, where are they? They're over there. So we gotta go over here. God damn it! Why is he not making it all of a sudden? Like, where did we go? Where did we go wrong? Yeah, why is he not getting over there? Yeah, it's weird. Like we flew over there fine before, but now we can't land on the surface. There we go. Finally. Okay, so we gotta set off that firework. How do we set it off? Alright, I think we have to glide from over here. Either that or... Nah, we gotta glide from over here. We gotta go from the section where the level's exit is at. Gotta go all the way to the top. Yeah, here we go. It's very difficult to time some of these jumps correctly if you're so used to the little hover button from Spyro 2 and 3, because that makes it a whole lot easier. You can always get that little extra boost at the end, and that's how you make some of those difficult jumps easier. But we don't have that here, so like I said, I could not figure out how to get over to where that one dragon was in the previous stage. Little touches here and there that improve the experience in the subsequent Spyro games. Like I said, I know people had their issues with 2 because there's too much to get. You have orbs and talismans, but they condense it pretty efficiently in Spyro 3, where you're just finding dragon eggs and nothing else. And yeah, you have fun little side challenges like skating or shooting or whatever, hunting down monkeys, but pretty much it's only dragon eggs, so you don't have two different types of collectibles to get. That makes it a whole lot easier. It streamlines it. Like how in Donkey Kong Bonanza you're mainly finding bananas, the large bananas, and then you can get bananium chips to trade for other stuff, but mainly you're finding the bananas themselves, so that streamlines the game. You don't have to worry about getting a whole bunch of collectibles for the collectathon. Yeah, we're still missing Dry Canyon. We're still missing some stuff in Peacekeepers. I assume that's where the balloonist is at, and the other gems. Let's go fight Doctor Shemp, like the Stooges character, or the actor. Alright, come on, Doctor Shemp. I believe he's an actual witch doctor. Confronting Doctor Shemp. If there's one thing that I think held Spyro back a little bit compared to Crash Bandicoot, I think is the boss characters weren't as memorable as in Crash's game. Oh, look at that! Look at that eclipse. That is awesome. Look at that. Should take a shot right there. There we go. Take a nice screenshot of that. That is an awesome eclipse effect. But yeah, the boss characters just aren't as memorable as the one in Crash. You know, we still remember Papu Papu, Cortex, Engine, all those guys, but some of the ones in, at least in Spyro 1, they aren't quite as memorable. Except for Nasty Nork and Toasty. Everybody remembers Toasty because it's the sheep on stilts, but the other guys are kind of forgettable, you know. Spyro 2 had a bit less of them. Yeah, these guys run at you like maniacs. Spyro 2 had less boss characters, but they were somehow more memorable. You know, even if they weren't quite as well designed as they could have been, they were still more memorable than the guys in Spyro 1. You know, like aside from Toasty, nobody ever remembers the others. Like, I remember the name, Jacques, the puppet guy, but does anybody aside from me even really remember that guy? Not really. I'm not seeing too many people going on and on about how compelling a villain Jacques was, you know, like how fun he was to fight and how well designed he was. No, he's just a guy. He's just this weird puppet guy or whatever he is on a spring. So like not particularly memorable. I don't even remember what the boss in the wizard area is. There's one later on, it's a world full of wizards. I don't even remember what the boss is there at all. Let's go kill this, ah, damn. Didn't make it. And we just almost jumped right off the bridge. We gotta kill her to get the gem, so... Come on Spyro. Made it. Ah, come on, Sparks. You can't get that damn gem, really? It's right there. Goddamn Sparks. It's literally right there. Just go over the ledge and grab the gem. That's what you're here for. Gotta do everything ourselves, don't we, Spyro? There he is. Rescue Trondo. That's a name.
Dr. Shemp thinks he's so cool. You don't know what it's been like listening to him over and over. But I tell you one thing, he should watch his back.
So that's your hint to only hit him from behind. It's not gonna work because he's too big to hit from the front. He's too big to hit from the front. And Flame doesn't flame doesn't do anything, but we're gonna go over here first and get those oh no, we can't go over there because we can't reach the ledge. Why does Spyro have to be so short? Are there any lizards we can eat over here for hit points? Let's grab that key. You can also push back on the analog stick to make sure that you don't fall into the abyss if you overshoot your jump. That just reminds you of that one image they always used to promote Phantasm 4, the little eclipse like that with the moon blocking the sun. They always use that in a lot of promotional images for some reason. I guess very notable image from that film when he was in the desert. Oh, he's bare-assed. Look at that. He's not wearing any underwear underneath that apron. So I guess they are aware, because he said he's been listening to him brag all this time, so I guess they are aware of the world around them. They just can't escape free from the crystal. Ah, damn. This guy does look more like a Crash Bandicoot villain, doesn't he? Like the village chief. How do we get him to turn around? Oh, come on, really? There we go. I'm surprised they'd have him make it like that in a more children-inclined video game. I guess it's just cartoon nudity, but still. That almost looks like something Dead Rising would do if it ever came back properly. You know, have a big dangerous chef in like a big ass apron, but he's bare from behind. That sounds like something that exactly Dead Rising would do. Have a maniac just be a chef who's naked under his apron. Come on, Shemp. Got him. Shemp was shit. He ain't shit. He's a disgrace to the good name of Shemp, like the Stooges actor. Alright, so we got those, got the key. Let's go over there carefully. What did we get? Oh, 1 gem? That's it? I guess that's it. Okay, so we're missing, I think we're missing 1 single gem. Let's see. There's nothing over here. How do we get up? Oh yeah, we come over here. We circle around back. That's how we get over there. I keep forgetting we can circle around using that entrance. Is there anything behind over here? Let's see if this leads us up. Okay. We don't have sparks, so we gotta be careful. That should be it. Let's see. There we go. 300 out of 300. We got them all. 100% level complete. That's what we want to see. So that wasn't too bad. That was pretty easy boss. They're all easy bosses except for Jacques, who's kind of a challenge because his platform level basically involves like jumping from platform to platform, chasing him. That stuff is annoying. And then Nasty Nork is surprisingly annoying, not because he's tough, like he's a wuss who takes only 2 hits, but the thing is he basically challenges you to chase him around the entire level, and you gotta get past the platforms and lava and all sorts of shit right there. So that makes it challenging a bit if you don't time your jumps correctly. Other than that, all the Spyro bosses are pretty easy. They're nothing compared to like the ones in Spyro 2 where the first one is pretty easy, but then you get the second one, that guy can turn into hell depending on if you fail to utilize the items they give you properly. That can turn into a somewhat hellish boss fight for a platformer, that second guy. I don't remember his name, but it's the guy in between the first one and Ripto. That guy can be annoying. Hella frustrating guy if you don't know what you're doing. But we beat Doctor Shemp. So that's officially it for that one. We're gonna go over to the balloonist and go on to the next world. I think there should be one more level around here, but I don't remember what it is. Should be some ice level, but where is it? Oh, we gotta get some more hit points. We're about to die. Where's those rabbits? There's 1, 2. Yeah, there's supposed to be Get over here, fool. There's an ice level somewhere around here, but I don't remember where it is. Alright, so we did Dry Canyon. That was the first one. We did the level here, Cliff Town. That was the second. We're still missing 7 gems. Where are they?
I can't believe how fast you found so much stolen treasure. Hop aboard for the Magic Crafter's world if you're ready.
Magic Crafters. That's actually one of the better areas in the game. Oh, here it is. Here is the extra level. Ice Cavern. There we go. We got all the gems. Should we do it now, or I don't remember how long that level is. It's 1:59 a.m. We're almost at an hour, but I don't remember how long that level is. Just getting Spyro some exercise here, because I did want to play Death Stranding too, but I don't remember how long this level is. You know what? We'll just do that. We'll just do it just to keep the theme of one world per video. We'll do this level here, and what we're gonna do is after that, instead, I'll just save Death Stranding for another time, and I'll just finish playing Silent Hill 2, and then finishing up more of Donkey Kong. Yeah, we're just gonna do Ice Cavern. That way, we don't have to come back and do a whole other level from this game. I mean, from this world in the video for the next world. Yeah, we're just gonna do I'll just save Death Stranding 2 for later. Because you gotta give those online guys time to contribute to it. If you just come back right away, immediately after, one day after, they won't have contributed any materials to your building needs. So like if you put partial materials for the to build a road, or to build like to open up a mine or whatever it is you're trying to build, if you just give them one day, they won't contribute anything. You have to give them 2 days at least. People hoard the materials in that game, except for me basically and a couple others. So if you come back exactly the day before, especially on a Friday when everybody's out, like, they would not have contributed anything to that. You'll leave a spot needing like 500 Cairo crystals and like 1,000 metal and like 800 ceramics, and you'll come back and you'll look at the graphic on the screen and you'll still be needing 500 crystals, 1,000 metal, and 800 ceramics. Nobody would have contributed anything. So yeah, we might as well just do this stage here on. We'll just finish up more Donkey Kong and also play some more Silent Hill to finish that up too. But we rescued Ulrich.
A word of caution, little one. Wait until you grow big, like me, before charging those large enemies.
Something tells me he's never actually done it. Any bit of charging at enemies. He's just all talk. Should have called it Ulik, like that one Jedi character. What was it, Ulik Keldroma or something like that from the old expanded universe? One of those guys who turned to the dark side and turned back again. I love the old expanded Star Wars universe. It was much better than the crap Disney's given us. It took Disney a long time to figure out what they actually wanted to do with Star Wars besides just make movies that had no script, no planning, and no detail to them. But even though some of the books have turned out okay, once the writers got used to it, I think even Timothy Zahn admitted that that book he wrote, I don't know if he admitted it, but it was pretty acknowledged that the book he wrote for Disney was not as good as the ones he wrote for the other companies for the expanded universe, just because you know, these guys, him, Stackpole, you know, Sean Stewart, all those guys who wrote the old EU, like they spent all that time devoted to the old universe, you know. They knew the rules, they knew the backstory, they knew the important parts of the lore, so they knew all that stuff. And then Disney comes along and buys the series and just say nope. It just says nope, none of this counts, we're starting from scratch. And it's like, well, what the hell are we supposed to do with all the 20 years we just spent building? Well, figure it out. And so it was very rough at first. They hired this guy called Chuck Wendig to write a book called, I don't even remember what it was called. It wasn't Allegiance. I think that was Timothy Zahn's new book, but it was Aftermath. They hired Chuck Wendig to write this book, Aftermath, and I never read it, but I heard that it was like the most anti-Jedi book you could write, and it was almost like, it was bizarre, and it was almost like a book like written for Imperial propaganda, like something like the type of story the Empire themselves would have put out, you know, lionizing their empire and demonizing the rebels on. It's like, what in the hell is this guy thinking? Writing what is basically a pro-Imperial book as one of the, if not the very first book in the new Disney canon. Like, that's just all sorts of weird. Because he's one of those guys who hates the Jedi, and apparently he really gets into the military / stormtrooper type side of things, you know, that side of the story. But the problem is the Empire is undoubtedly evil. You know, not everyone who works in it is evil, but the institution itself is evil. So you can't be writing a freaking pro-Imperial book unless you explicitly intend to portray the Imperial characters as the protagonists of the book. But if you're writing from the Rebel point of view, why are you going to write a book that is demonizing the Jedi and demonizing the Rebel Alliance? That just makes no freaking sense whatsoever. So I never read that book. And then I read some of the others were mediocre. And by the time Timothy Zahn came around to write his version of the new Mara Jade, they said it was okay, but they said it was nothing compared to the old one, because the backdrop that Disney gave them kind of sucks. So it just, the actual new EU has pretty much been like a whole gigantic mess from beginning to end, with some good books but a lot of crap in between, whereas the old one was pretty much like half crap and half great. We rescued Todor. It's got a bow.
Spyro, some big Norks up ahead are wearing armor, and in the ice cave, armor can make their feet very slippery.
Yeah, that means we can push them off. So yeah, and then, like I said, they just never replicated any of that stuff. Like, they've incorporated more of the characters drawn and some of the EU Jedi and stuff like that, but it's just like it's never been really been what it was. God damn. I remember back when I used to participate in Star Wars discussions on, I don't even remember what it was, like LiveJournal I think it was. There was this user called Maychild, and this was a grown-ass woman of about 40 or 45 years old, but she would always call it like the EU or like the EW, because she didn't like a lot of the books and she didn't like the character of Mara Jade. She didn't like a lot of the stuff they did with it. But it's funny to see her, to think about it now and see all the stuff that she criticized, and then realize how much more horrendous it became under Disney. Like, she thought some of those books were bad. It's like, lady, you don't know anything. You know nothing about what bad really is until you've seen the Disney version of Star Wars. That is bad. That's terrible in a lot of places right there. Like, you have no idea how good we had it that with the old EU, that books like the Children of the Jedi and the Crystal Star and Darksaber were the bad books of the series, you know, quote unquote the bad books. Like, those were awful in their own way, but we had no idea how much worse it could actually get. We had no idea how horrendous the EU could actually get under Disney, who had no clue what they were doing at first. This guy throwing snowballs at us. He's gonna be throwing snowballs in hell. Yeah, and it's funny to look back on the complaints that lady gave every single time, to the point where I just blocked her out. I did not even bother discussing anything with her because there was nothing to discuss. She was just, god damn, I did not intend to leave. Now I gotta go back. Yeah, she was just a hater. She was just a hater of the old expanded universe, and she basically crapped on it every time she got. Every chance she'd get, she'd be bad-mouthing the expanded universe. Like, we had no idea how good we had it then compared to Disney's era of crap, you know? Because Disney unleashed some real crap on Star Wars. God damn. I never liked that movie, that first movie, all that much in the first place. The Force Awakens. It was just a New Hope done again, but dumber. Oh, it's a larger, bigger Death Star. It's like 4 times the size. They hollowed out a planet and turned it into a Death Star. It's like, how the hell does some fractured shard of the Empire that doesn't even have any money carve out a whole planet and turn it into a super weapon? What the hell is that BS about? That's BS. That's bull. Let's kill these Russian Norks. Or are they Alaskan Norks with those hats? Klondike Orcs? Norks, whatever. Klondike inspired. Ah, do we have to get the key again? We do. But yeah, a lot of people were going wild for that movie at the time because they were saying, oh, it's exactly what Star Wars needed after George Lucas and the prequels and the mess he made with those movies, and oh, it made over $2 billion. And I watched that movie and I was like, this is just a New Hope done over again, and it's dumber this time. It's just a New Hope but dumb. Like, I don't see what's so great about this. It's just the typical J.J. Abrams style action experience, you know, all action and lens flare and flashy effects and no story, no backstory, no depth to it, nothing whatsoever. Andor, look at that. We're talking about Star Wars. Look at that. There's Andor.
Thank you for releasing me.
It's much thicker than the Andor we know. Yeah, how convenient was that timing? We're talking about Star Wars and there's freaking Andor in the game. Come on. I see what you're doing, universe. I see what you're doing. So I never liked that one all that much. Like, I recognized it was an average action movie. It was okay, but it was just a New Hope but dumber, stupider, with shallower characters. Like, and people say like the way they went out of their way to like idolize certain elements that of the original movie that don't even work that well today. You know, like when they have Rey and Finn said, oh, Han Solo, the legendary smuggler, and it's like, that's all you remember about Han? That's what you idolize him, and that he was a smuggler? It's like, what about Han the general? What about Han that saved the galaxy? That guy, that guy was much more respectful than Han the smuggler. Like, Han the smuggler didn't even shower. He didn't even bathe. He looked like a sweaty, oily mess. Like he smelled like Han in A New Hope looked like he smelled like 3-day-old BO. That's how filthy and nasty Han looked like. He was greasy as hell. Like, you can, outside of his good looks as Harrison Ford, you can imagine what Leia would find appealing about him, because he looked like he smelled like 3-day-old sweat. Like, that's the freaking guy you idolize, not the general who saved the galaxy. That freaking useless dude. That's what you idolize. Come on, Rey. Don't be a noob. And Finn should know better. Finn, even though he's been fed Imperial propaganda all his life, at least he has access to like the directory of the Empire's knowledge base. He should know better. Come on, man. Like, this is the guy you idolize? That dirty, greasy, disgusting thing? Come on. Han the smuggler sucked. He was ass. Why are you idolizing him? Idolize the general. And then he turned out to be a deadbeat dad too, which is like, goddamn, like, way to nail the final nail in the coffin, JJ, for Han Solo's character. Turn him into a deadbeat dad. Like, come on, man. You wonder if Han Solo was like that alien in Fried Barry. Have you ever seen that movie? Where this alien, quick summary, this alien comes to South Africa, takes over the body of a man to explore humanity, basically. And it's kind of like a horror comedy almost, but, or a sci-fi horror comedy, but there's that one point where he's told that he has a son with a human woman, and he just faints and almost goes into cardiac arrest. You wonder if Han Solo was like that when Leia told him she was pregnant, if he just instantly started having a heart attack. Come on, man. Like, that version of Han sucks. He's garbage. The smuggler one. Like, why are you gonna idolize him? Idolize the general. Or like the commander. Because he was a commander in he was a commander or a captain in Empire Strikes Back, but he wasn't a general yet. But even that guy was more respectable. Like, yeah, he wanted to go pay off Jabba, but he still cared. He cared enough to get Leia out of there. He cared enough to try to lead the Empire away from the rebels. So it's like he still cared. That guy was much better, and it shows you what JJ's priorities are. You know, idolizing the scumbag. You know, the guy who, the unwashed scumbag who wasn't bathed in 3 weeks, or 3 days at least, in the hot Tatooine cantina sun. Like that, JJ idolizes that guy, not the general who saved the universe. Like, come on, man. Ragnar? What about Ragnarok?
You've done well, Spyro. Some dragons thought you weren't ready, but I knew they were wrong.
I'm ready, all right. Ready for what?
Yeah, you don't know shit. You don't know anything, my dude. You're just bragging for no reason. Now, the second one was interesting because the second one, I kind of liked it. Or I did like it until I left the theater and I started going back over what had just happened. And I realized how stupid it all was. Or is. Like, you ever had one of those movies where you think, oh wow, this is the greatest thing ever. Or a video game, you think, oh, this is the greatest thing ever for now. And then you think about it a few days later, or a few hours later even, you realize, oh man, this actually sucks. I've had that experience with Blood Omen 2, where I actually kind of liked, or I really liked the game the first time I played it. Then I went back to play it and I realized, man, this is trash. Like the story's okay-ish. It's not up to regular Legacy of Kain standard of levels, but the gameplay in that game is yuck. And like, it's so bad in some respects. Like, you'll see when I play that game. I don't even know how to describe it. It's just bad. But yeah, it's the same thing with The Last Jedi, where at first like, oh, it's kind of decent. Then I think about it and I thought about what really happened. I was like, oh, this is really stupid. It was just stupid. It doesn't sink into your brain until later. Rescued Asher.
Thanks for freeing me, Spyro. And now, where was I?
Got a Santa Claus beard. It's funny that he's named Asher because the name I associate most with Asher is Asher Fleming from Gilmore Girls. And if you remember, that was when who's that actor from Austin Powers? Michael York, something like that. I don't know if it's him or if it was a different actor, but it was a guy like him. Let's just say it was a guy like him, 6 years old, sophisticated, and that was when you remember that was when Paris had an affair with him when she was at Yale. She was like 20 years old, and she's hitting on and having an affair with this guy who was 40 years her senior. God damn. And she dumped her boyfriend from Pennsylvania, Jamie, for him, who was going to Princeton, which yeah, he wasn't that great. He was kind of lame, but still, like, how do you go to college? That wasn't unintentionally, or maybe it was supposed to be intentionally hilarious, but how do you go to college? Dump your boyfriend of like a year or so when you find this 60-year-old man to lust after. What in the freaking hell? And I don't remember what the actor's name was. I don't know if it was Michael York in like a guest cameo, because remember, those actors are expensive, but they also do guest cameos on shows if you pay them enough, so they will do 1 or 2 episodes. That's how Marvel got Nick Fury in the season premiere or the season finale of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They paid him a whole ton of money. He just went and did it. So you can get notable film actors for TV shows and TV series and have them do 1 or 2 or even 3 episodes as guest stars. And I think that was either Michael York or some other famous actor like him. But yeah, it was just Paris having an affair with a 60-year-old guy. What an insane thing. And the thing is, like, you can say, oh, that was a gross abuse of influence and power on the professor's part, which it is. But the thing that you gotta remember is that Paris is like a 60-year-old woman trapped in a 20-year-old's body. So like she's undoubtedly the most intelligent person there, even more so than the actual Yale professors in that show. So like it's not quite the same as him taking advantage of like a helpless young college student, because like it's obvious that she's so far above everyone else's level, even the teachers there, that it's like a mentally it literally is like another 60-year-old almost. But it still was very creepy to a lot of people that she was dating this guy 40 years her senior. Like even 20 years would have been skeezy, but you could say, oh well, at least at least Paris just doesn't have tolerance for like these young frat boyish guys, but like she wants a real man. But then for him to be in his 60s, like that was like, ugh. And he was an associate of Roy's grandpa, which was even worse. He went to college with her grandfather, so it was like all sorts of skeezy there. That actually one of the first things that gave you a hint that Paris had a dark side. And it kind of showed the dark side of Yale a little bit too, because that stuff does go on in real life. Like, let's be honest, that stuff does happen in real life. We all know it's happened to a lot of students and teachers. So let's throw this guy off the ledge. God damn, gonna pay for that. Oh, we already killed him, so all we get is just an orb to get more life. Yeah, but whenever I see Asher, that's what I associate with that name the most. Asher Fleming from Gilmore Girls. 60-year-old guy dating a 20-year-old college student. What on earth? Or was she 20? I think she might have been 19. I know she wasn't 18, but I think she might have been 19. Like, damn. And I know the actress herself was closer to 30, so the actress is not the issue. The storyline was the issue for many people. But yeah, that's the first Asher that comes to mind. That and original character from some Control fics that I've seen. Because when people are writing Control fanfics, you can't just rely on Jesse, Emily, and Ati, and what's the security guy's name? What's his name? The security guy. The security chief, Arish. That's the guy. You can't just rely on them, because obviously the FBC it has full personnel, so you gotta invent some original characters, because the game doesn't actually give you names for a lot of them, so you pretty much have to just invent all that stuff yourself when you're writing fics that focus on more than just the 5 or 6 major agents that we see on screen. The grunts that we don't have names for. You pretty much invent names for them. And somebody called theirs one of the female security guards Asher, and that's the other name I associate with that. But mainly it's Asher Fleming from Gilmore Girls. Those control fics are pretty good, by the way. Like, they're not all that well written sometimes, but the thing is, because it's such a small fandom, it's very niche fandom. I think you get people who are much more devoted to getting characterization right than you normally get. Like X-Men, MCU, Final Fantasy. Those get a lot of crap fanfics written for them. Star Wars especially. Because people don't care, you know, they just see the movies and they think, oh, that's it. They don't really dive into the characterizations of the characters. But with Control, because it's such a niche setting, I know Alan Wake 2 has sold a ton, but it's still not anywhere near mainstream. You know, it's not super mainstream like something like Resident Evil is. So I don't know. I just noticed you get a lot of really high quality fics in that fanfic setting. You know, the fandom is quite a bit more competent than some of the other fandoms I've seen, Star Wars especially. Although I've read some pretty great Star Wars fanfics over the years. I've read some, no lie, I've read some fanfics for Star Wars that were better than any of the actual movies written, period. Better than Return of the Jedi, better than A New Hope, better than Empire, better than the prequels. Like, I've literally read Star Wars fanfics that rank right up there with like the best EU books in the old continuity by far. You know, like books like Shatterpoint with the Mace Windu backstory, or like Dark Rendezvous, which is probably one of the top 10 Star Wars books ever written, the Yoda book. Surprisingly, as great as those books are, I've actually read fanfics that equal what they did in those books, and you can tell these aren't just hacks or average Joes writing. These are people who you could tell could legitimately be professional writers if they so wanted to, but that's not their passion. Their passion is engineering or teaching or nursing or being a doctor or being an artist of some other kind, etc. So, you know, they're not heavily into writing, but they've got the actual talent for it, where you could tell that if they were to write an original story without the Star Wars setting, it would actually be pretty damn good. But that's not their aim. They're just fans, you know. And so even though they have that incredible talent, they don't actually want to put it to use as a professional writer. Which makes sense, because professional writers make crap. A lot of people think writing is a glamorous profession. It's actually pretty crappy. It's pretty shitty. You can actually live on the poverty line as a writer for like your entire career. You don't make any type of money. There's this guy on Quora, Franklin Vo. Like, I don't agree with everything he says, but I follow his answers a lot, and he's always going on about how difficult it is to be a professional writer. Like, you almost never get paid, or you get paid very little. So it's just not something you want to pursue if you want to have a steady income throughout your life. It's something you do almost as a side hobby. And if you happen to hit it big, good, like Stephen King, good for you. But even King struggled a lot in his early years, in the late 60s, 70s, and 80s. He struggled a lot. Like, he's filthy rich now, but that's now after, you know, after a whole lifetime of now being offered movie deals and TV show deals and stuff like that. Scripts for television series, guest scripts on shows like The X-Files, but originally he struggled a lot. A lot. Like, I think he said that story that he wrote after Creepshow Weeds, because I think he wrote the segment first, Jordy Verrill, and then he wrote the story Weeds. I think he said either that one or Gray Matter, which is actually the first season premiere episode of Creepshow. I think he said that story was basically what saved him from the slammer, because he was in jail and he needed $300 something to post bail. I don't remember what he did, but he was in jail and he needed to post bail, and that was how he got the bail. He actually, a check came in the mail for, I think it was either Weeds or Gray Matter, and that was how he was actually able to pay his bail. So that short story saved him from jail. from sitting in jail for a long time, and guess what? Like there went all his money. It just literally went to his bail money. So he got that check. He got that check one day, and then he spent it the next on bail money, and that was pretty much it. Like he's broke again after that one check from that one short story. So yeah, being a professional writer is tough, and I don't blame people who decide they do not want to do it, because I know for me, I think I have quite a bit of writing talent. Like, I'm not a super great writer, but I think I'm good enough to get a few short stories published. But the thing is, like, one, I don't want to deal with the publishers, because that they say that's hell. Unless you have an agent, it's hell. That's why you have to have an agent to deal with them, even if you are a small-time writer, because it is just hellish dealing with publishing houses on your own. So one, I don't want to deal with that crap, and two, like I said, it's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a long time to get published, even if you write an incredible short story. So this is not something you do lightly, you know. You kind of do have to you do have to find other ways to survive. So I don't blame people for not wanting to do that, but you can tell there are some fanfic writers out there who could be incredible professional writers if they so wished it. If that was their wish, they could do it, but they have other careers and other passions, and that's fine. As long as they put out good stories, I don't mind at all. You notice those two shells over there? Those are 2 extra lives, but I completely forgot how to get them at all. I just plain don't remember how we get those things. I guess we could go check them out over here, but yeah, I don't remember how we even get here. And I think that's an actual skill point too. I think you have to find some way to get up there and glide over here, but I don't remember where. I think it's an actual skill point, because the skill points are stuff that you collect from the guidebooks. See, you can see them right here. Doctor Shemp. Let's see, is it a skill point? Doctor Shemp, High Caves, Blowhard, Terrace Village. It is not. Okay, so we're in the clear. We don't have to get that. That is just 2 extra lives, or 3 extra lives, but again, I don't know how to get up there. I don't know how to get up there, so we're just gonna skip that for now, because I have no idea how on earth you get up there. There's some stuff about this game that I always forget every time I play it, whether it's the PS1 version or whether it's this version. I just plain don't remember how the hell we get up there at all. Obviously there's got to be a way, because they wouldn't have put that there for you to get, but I just completely forget what the method is each and every time. Because even if you glide from over there where you start, the platform where you start at, you're never going to make it over here. You can see you're all the way on the opposite end. You are never making it over to that part over there, but I just don't know how to get there. So those 3 lives are just going to have to wait forever, because I'm not doing them. I just plain don't remember how to do them. So let's just head back home and get over to the next world. Yeah, so I read some pretty incredible fanfics over the year, definitely, including for Silent Hill, which I gotta finish my own Silent Hill stories eventually before this world gets so bad that we just all die. You know, we're basically about to lose public transportation completely over here in Pennsylvania, thanks to the politicians. So like the world is getting steadily worse. Like we're transitioning now into like Snyder levels of dystopia. You know how Zack Snyder loves his dystopia? He loves his worlds, his crap sack worlds, as they call them on TV tropes, the crap sack world. We're transitioning into a crap sack world if we aren't there already. So we might not have too much time left to enjoy the finer things in life. So I better finish those stories before the world completely goes to hell. I could have sworn we're missing one more stage here, but I don't remember what it is. I know we got that dry canyon. We gotta come back to that eventually. Yeah, because we have 5 here and the boss. Obviously we didn't do the speedway, but we only have... Well, no, technically we have 3 stages in the boss. Let's see, we have 3. We have the Sunny Flight, and we have the boss. Okay. Okay, so never mind. We are correct because we have 3. We have the boss, and then we have where is it? Where's that damn stage? Where is that stage? God damn it. Just wasted another life right there. That sucks. We'll find more of them still. So we completed the level, but what I wanted to show you was we completed the boss, and then we have this stage over here which we did not go into. The Speedway Night Flight. We're gonna save that for last. So yeah, I guess we're all done. Because we found everything there is to find in the Peacekeeper's world, so I guess we're all done. These guys are cowards. They're supposed to be professional soldiers too. They look like Prussian soldiers, right? Like those old-fashioned Prussian soldiers from like the 18th century. Or like, I mean like the 1800s. That's what they look like. Look at that hat. At least he saluted us. Yeah, job well done. At least they salute you for being superior. They salute the superior soldier in Spyro. Ah, we got 24 lives anyway. We're fine. We don't need extra lives. Would have been nice to have the 3 extra ones, but we don't need them. Alright, so this guy is...
I can't believe how fast you found so much stolen treasure.
This guy is Gosno, the balloonist.
Hop aboard for the Magic Crafter's world if you're ready.
Let's head over to the Magic Crafters. As opposed to Lens Crafters. That's when you can't see. This is actually one of my favorite worlds in the entire game. This one is pretty damn cool. This one and the Dreamweaver's worlds are pretty much the 2 highlight worlds of the game. Artisans is fun, but it's very basic, and then obviously Peacekeepers kind of sucks, but Magic Crafters and Dreamweavers are pretty much the best 2 worlds in the game, by far. And then we have, I think, like some lava world. That one kind of sucks too, but these 2 are pretty good. Pretty juicy levels in this one. You have a lot of wizards in this one. There's especially a level called Wizard's Peak that it can be challenging, but it's also a fun racing around the level too. You get this speed boost that you only get in the wizard levels. Yeah, so we made it, so I think we saved automatically, right? Oh no, never mind, we gotta free 1 dragon to save the game, so let's go find our first dragon. I forgot, it doesn't save automatically. We actually have to go and find one. This guy's annoying though. This little twerp right here. This guy's annoying because he can reach you there so quickly. I think the key for that guy is you actually have to find one of the speed boosts later in the level, and then you just circle all the way back here and then just hit him with like a hammer, basically. Let's clear out these wizard cavemen. God damn. I'm whipping his ass. Yeah, they can manipulate the ground to raise it like that. So that you can't get them. I was wanting to see if we could find some more little creatures around so we could get our hit points back, but I don't see any. Oh, we got this guy. Never mind, we didn't even need the speed boost. We got him right there. Cool. That's awesome. Usually you do have to use the boost to kill him, but we actually got him right there, so job well done, Spyro. Job well done. You can see there's more stuff up there, but we can't go up there yet. Let's just free the dragon so we can save. Got Cosmos.
Welcome to Magic Crafters. I want you to release the dragons, reclaim our treasure, and recover the eggs from those pesky blue thieves.
Kinda looks like Razio a bit from Soul Reaver. The way he has those purple wings, and he's also wearing like that ornamentation around his shoulders, like the gold stuff around his shoulders. Just reminds you a bit of Razio. Obviously he doesn't look exactly like him, obviously, but it reminds you a bit of him. They do have some fancy stylings, those vampires, before they all turn into mutants in Soul Reaver 1. They actually look pretty cool in their human-like forms when we first see them at the beginning of the game in the intro. So let's save.
Hi, Spyro.
Yeah, I think we already saved. You save automatically once you free a dragon, so that'll be it for tonight. We got good progress made. Like I said, I want to keep it one world per video, so that we don't have a whole bunch of different stages from different worlds just crossing over each other. So I want to keep it just one world per video. Oh, look at Spark saying hello to the camera. One world per video, and then at the end, like I said, we'll come back and clean up some of the stuff we've left behind, like that one stage where I couldn't figure out how to get over to the ledge. And we'll also do all 4 Speedway stages at the same time, because those stages are annoying, except for Metro Speedway. That one's kind of fun, but the other 3 are annoying as hell, so I'd rather not do them now. I'd rather just save them all and do them all in one video near the end, when we have to finally go fight Nasty North. We can do those first and then go fight them. Or we can go fight them and do those first. I mean, do those secondly, but either way, we'll save those towards the end of the series. So it should be like maybe 6 or 7 videos at most. I think there's only like 5 worlds. So if there's only like 5, you know, we will have one for each world, and we will have one to clean up. And obviously beat Nasty Nork, and then I guess the last one would just be the bonus stage, which is where you're just basically collecting a whole bunch of gems and basically just having a party in Nasty Nork's treasury, basically. You kill some enemies, you gather a whole bunch of gems. I think there's like 10,000 gems that you gather, or at least a few thousand, maybe 6,000, but basically the ground is just littered with a whole bunch of gems, and all you're doing is just going around flaming enemies and gathering gems and just doing fun stuff. So it's basically kind of like your reward for the game after beating it. You know, there's no real, not that the game is very challenging overall, but like there's no real challenge in that story. I mean, in that stage. We just go around flaming things and collecting tons and tons of gems, and it's actually pretty fun to do, despite the simplistic nature of it. So yeah, it shouldn't be more than 6 or 7 videos at the most. I'm having fun replaying this game. This is still a very good game. You know, it's not the best in the Spyro series. That's Spyro 3 in my opinion. In my humble opinion, as a Spyro fan of 27 years. In my humble opinion, as a huge Spyro fan of 27 years, I think Spyro 3 is the best in the series, but this one is still pretty cool. I think it's still it still holds up significantly well, especially in this day and age when it's all about story, and people are going on and on about how games have to be this grand, cinematic, expansive experience that takes up 60 hours or 100 hours of your time. And it's nice to find a game that is just simple, good-fashioned platforming fun, and just has a basic story that's nothing complicated, you know. Damn, Spyro has allergies here. It must be the brand of magic in this place. He's allergic to it. But yeah, it's just fun to every once in a while go back and replay a game from a more simple time, you know, when story didn't matter as much and it was more about having fun and making creative levels and characters and colorful stages, you know, and all the stuff that normally makes gaming worth it. The stuff that makes gaming worthwhile. It's fun to go back to a game like this and experience it again. You know, like we just did with Donkey Kong Bonanza, where that game's incredible and it's just pure Old-fashioned fun from beginning to end with a very simple story. Nothing too complicated, no HBO games here, as they call Sony's cinematics, you know, story-based games. It's just pure old-fashioned platforming fun. And I appreciate that game a lot, and I appreciate this game a lot still, even after all these years. So that is it for now. We will see you again next time on Spyro the Dragon on the good old-fashioned PS4. See you later, everyone. Take care and have a safe weekend.